Okay, so your first question is, the cultural part of FCN can tend to be a hit or miss. Having participated in FCN, how do you plan to improve incorporating the culture aspect into FCN?
Now, to improve the culture aspect in FCN, well, for starters, there have been examples of the year before last where people have said, oh, it's very cultural. And, sorry, last year has felt very cultural rather than social. There was an uneven balance. And this year, it was more social than cultural. What I intend to do is to evenly mix both cultural and the social aspect of FCN, dances, and singing acts. Because honestly, by having an even balance, that's how you get people hooked. That's how you get that aspect where it's like people want to come back longing for more. And the way I intend to do that is by finding that even distribution of culture and social.
For your second question, the 4 pillars of Samahan include community, academics, political, and social, all encompassed by culture. How do you plan to incorporate culture into the other pillars?
So I intend to incorporate culture into the other pillars by, well, I'll list out the pillars. So academics, I intend to include culture because a way you can talk about that is through the educational system in the Philippines. I think that is highly overlooked, especially here in America and especially as a Phil-Am student, because we're more focused on what America's standards are rather than focusing and expressing how academics is back in the motherland. Regarding community, culture and community also coincide with one another because, like I said in my speech, what brings a society together is the community, how people act around each other, and also the culture that relates to it. So for community, I intend to start more, I wouldn't say icebreakers, but more opportunities to where we can merge those two things. For social, obviously we have Kuya Ate pairings, we have Ke Mayan, and honestly more events like that will also pave the way to incorporate that with each other. And lastly, political. There are a lot of things going on back in the motherland that we do not know of because it's so overlooked, especially as a Phil-Am student. We're more focused on what's going on here, like elections here and all that. So by working with a political candidate, I will be able to not only express the culture from the motherland, but also make people aware of what really is going on, because it is, I'd say, no offense, but I would say political is very overlooked, and it should not be that way.
So this is your first audience question. Please share an aspect of Philippine and/or Philippine American history that you are passionate about. Why do you feel passionate about it, and what aspects do you think that this part of our history can teach college students today?
So obviously there are the first Filipino immigrants that migrated here to the US, but something that really strikes me personally as being half Hawaiian, half Filipinx, is the Philippine migrant strike in Hawaii against the HSPC Corporation, Sugar Plantation Corporation, in the 1920s. The reason this is important to me is because, one, obviously I am Hawaiian and Filipinx, but at the same time, it also teaches us to, if there are unjust things going on, it's to stand up against what we believe is morally right. And it's a great way for college students like us to learn off of that, because we're all still growing, we're all still very youthful, and we can use that information to further propel ourselves into the future.
And then this is your last audience question. Although Filipino Culture Night is the biggest cultural event that AB Saman hosts, the CoCo position has other duties that involve spreading cultural information and awareness throughout their term. What approaches will you take to share cultural aspects to our members?
One cultural take that I will express to our members is more than just the weekly reports at GBM. Something that I was planning on doing, or that I was thinking of, is working with the PR team and expressing maybe like an article or certain events that happened within a week span about okay, what went down, what can we learn from this? Again, AB's birthday, that's a really big event that goes on. And maybe like little videos to post onto our Instagram page, Twitter page, maybe even the website about like news reports or anything that can really influence culture into somebody's life.
Thank you.